Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Unboxing Content Podcast. Today we have Rohan Chaubey at our show. Rohan is the author of international best-selling and award-winning book, The Growth Hacking Book, that is endorsed by Mr. Amitabh Kant, CEO and Director of NITI Aayog, Government of India. With helping notable organizations like UNESCO, Uber, RedBull, Kalyan Jewellers, etc., Rohan is India's most followed growth hacker. And guys, apart from his achievement, he is a very humble person. In this episode, I try to unbox the role of content in growth hacking with Rohan's knowledge and expertise. This episode covers the overview of content in growth hacking. Definitely we will do more episodes in future to dive deeper in this. For now guys, do listen to this episode. Rohan Chaubey in conversation with Madhusudan Somani on the Unboxing Content Podcast. Hi Rohan, welcome to the Unboxing Content Podcast.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So please tell us about your journey of becoming the most followed growth hacker in India.
Oh yeah, so that is something that audience.com, that is Twitter and IBM's partner product, claimed once. Uh, Not that I care about the titles or any of these awards or lists, but I think what is more important here is the journey behind that. So I started as a blogger, and then I was invited to write for HuffPost, which is one of the leading media publications in the US. From there, I was approached by this SaaS company, and their offer was to be a happiness hero and content manager for them. And the payout was so good that I thought, okay, maybe this would be a scam or it's not real. But it turned out to be real. I worked with them for 2 years, and then while working with them, I realized that, okay, the founder of the company calls himself a growth hacker, and it made me curious that what exactly growth hacking is. And that's when I started doing the research, started finding these experiments, and created my own frameworks and ideas and thoughts around it, and learned it from the people who have coined the term and been there and done that. And then now I feel I'm in the position wherein I'm helping a lot of companies implement the growth hacking frameworks and principles in their especially with the early stage startups who are trying to find the product market fit. And once they've found the product market fit, we help them with running these growth experiments. So far it has been incredible.
That's great. I like your line which is in your description. Like you help startups to get first 100,000, 10,000 followers.
So that's something that I specialize in. So I specifically help early stage startups get their first 100,000, 10,000, or 100,000, that is 1 lakh users, customers, or followers. So the focus is less on the followers and more on the users and customers, because that's what gives direct revenue. And we have amazing and incredible case studies of how early stage companies have gone from almost zero to whatever goals that they had with us. So yeah, that's the key area of specialization that I have.
That's amazing. It's unique in its own.
Thank you.
So Rohan, what is growth hacking exactly?
For me, I mean, that's how I have defined growth hacking in my book. So for me, it's running marketing experiments to uncover unconventional strategies that you could use to acquire and retain users or customers, using data and using the minimum possible resources. So when I say resources, it means considering the time, the number of people, or money required to run these experiments. So it's essentially like experimenting with marketing channels and strategies to uncover something, either some unconventional channels, or unconventional strategies on conventional channels. So this has been like the prime narrative around it.
Okay, so where is the more focus on marketing and promotion or in other sides of business?
Yeah, that kind of highlights the differentiation between growth hacking and digital marketing. So growth hacking operates at the intersection of product, marketing, and technology. So in the marketing side, you would have the inbound and outbound. So essentially, your digital marketing is marketing. And for on the product and technology side, what we are trying to do is finding ways in the product, if there's a way to make the product grow itself using the product. To make it simpler, let me give you an example. So let's say, for example, a product like, let's say, WhatsApp in earlier stages when it was launched, or maybe still now, it shows you like a list of people at the end of your phone contact list, that the people who are not on WhatsApp, and then it allows you to send an SMS inviting them to WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, Google Pay had a very aggressive referral campaign wherein you could invite a friend, and then the friend and you get some monetary benefit because of the referral. Same was the case with another app called Phone Pay and Paytm with cashbacks and everything. So these tech companies are essentially finding some way within their product to grow it. That's one part of growth hacking. Then marketing is another part, and the third part is technology. So what APIs you could use, and what kind of technological tools and methods you can use to grow a tech company, or any startup in that sense. So yeah, I think it's a overlap between marketing, product, and technology.
Okay, so basically it is like growing any business with any available resources.
True.
Okay. So this podcast is all about content.
Mhm.
So we need to discuss content.
Sure.
So how much do you think the content is important in growth hacking?
I think content is like the backbone of everything that we do, right? So if I have to broadly classify what kind of growth engines that emerge out of content, it would be first the content that we do for the organic SEO rankings. So that is one form. The second form could be virality. So to go viral or do any viral stunts, or orchestrate virality in any form, again content becomes like the backbone of it. The third could be, let's say, if you specialize specifically on a particular channel in the sense the marketing channel. So again, let's say if it's LinkedIn for you, or Twitter, or Instagram, on these platform also, primarily the way you grow your audience, apart from all the strategies that you would do to grow, the primary strategy would again be the content. And lastly, it has more to do with the user generated content. um, that would be the fourth pillar of content and growth. So just to summarize it again, the first one being the SEO, the second one being virality, the third one being um, being a specialist on a particular marketing channel, and the fourth one being user generated content. So I would see content a part of the growth strategy in these four ways.
Okay, so if we take an example of any
Mhm.
business and you are there for the growth hacking of that business, so on the scale of 100%, how much part do you think content acquires in that?
I think 100%. I mean, all the efforts are tied to content, right? So if you're building a product, you're still writing a copy for it. If you're marketing, you're still writing the message copy, the email copy, the social media copy. Any form of communication is content. So essentially, content remains the backbone of everything. I mean, of course, I'm not able to come up with a number in terms of percentage, but then a good fair point to say would be 100% of the efforts are tied to content in some way or the other.
So content is related in every aspect. Like anything you do, content is involved in that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So do you directly deal with content like content creation, or there are people who deal with the content and you create strategies
So
as a growth
I
hacker?
have more of a thing for copywriting that even if it's done through the team, I want to have like the last say on it, and even if someone on the team is writing the blog post, I want my own style to shine through it. So I'll end up editing it. So I think I mainly love being on the strategic side and the content side. If there is something to do with really technical coding or something really technical like analytics, the maximum I would do is to just show a way and get it done. But when it comes to content, I specifically love getting my hands dirty and really get into the depth of the user psychology, and try to write or reflect a copy that is in alignment with the target audience. So yeah, I love being you know I mean, I love taking the center stage for content, of course, but again, my work is more strategic. I think that's how I can
Yeah.
put it.
So you create strategies for growth hacking and all, and for content, the in-house team or anyone can handle that part.
Yeah, but the last say is always mine, and I definitely review and write the last draft of everything.
To review whether it is up to the mark or
Right.
not. Okay. So Rohan, you co-founded the International Growth Hacking Day, which is on July 13 and
Mhm.
2019. So can you explain this, what it
Sure.
is and how you
Sure.
founded it?
So I figured that a lot of different countries were doing their own growth hacking days, and everything was like on a different date and not like the same one with I mean in two different countries. So I thought what I could do to bridge the gap and bridge the divide and bring everyone together. So I created this book called the Growth Hacking Book, and I invited in the first one, I guess there were 35 people from 9 countries. In the second one, we had 100 people from over 20 countries. And so the book has two parts, part one and part two. And hopefully, if we see the demand, we might even produce more. And then we launched these books on July 13th, which we called it as International Growth Hacking Day, because we wanted like to bring all the growth hackers and growth marketers together, instead of doing their own growth hacking days in their own countries. We wanted to like put it all together. So this was my initiative with my publishers, that let's have a international growth hacking day in agreement with the people from, in the first part, 9 countries. Now we have 20 countries agreeing to this. Plus, it was endorsed by Mr. Amitabh Kant, who is the CEO and Director of NITI Aayog, Government of India. So that's how it all began. So it has been 2 years since we have been recognizing this date, July 13th, as the International Growth Hacking Day. And it's been 2 years that we are consistently publishing a book on the International Growth Hacking Day in collaboration with the people from 20 countries and more.
Is it the magazine or the book which you published
It's a
continuously
it's a
on
book.
this
It's a
day?
series book. The first part came out in, I guess, 2019. The second one came out in 2020. And I mean, the pre-order started in 2020, but it actually came out on 2021. And we are hopeful that if we see enough demand, we'll continue to produce more parts of it, and potentially, I mean, probably the coming July we would get to see another one if our readers really want it.
Yeah, definitely. I've read the reviews of the book and it was amazing. I'm going to read this after completing my
Awesome. I
current
would
book.
love to send over as a gift.
Yeah, thank you. So definitely the book will be going, will be doing
Awesome. Thank
great.
you so much.
It will be launching on 13th of July,
No, so it's
2021.
the two parts that we have is already launched. I'm saying that if at all we do a third one, it should be on the coming July, but there's no clarity, so I can't really say anything. But yeah, we do have two parts of it now.
Okay, okay. Got it. About your web
Mhm.
television series, you run your web television series at
Yeah.
Rohan Chaubey TV.
So
What is
I
it?
did it as an experiment on YouTube that, if I produce videos on marketing and growth hacking, will people like it? And to my surprise, the channel is really small, but the kind of engagement that I have, the watch time the channel has, is far more beyond a channel that might have 10K plus subscribers, even though it does not have it. Plus, I was invited to this YouTube conclave in Jaipur, India, where there were YouTubers with more than 1 million followers, not followers, subscribers, and I was the smallest YouTuber there, and I was invited to essentially speak for the startups and so yeah, I think what my experiment with YouTube was that I just wanted to see how people react or respond to the kind of content that I have. So there are many digital marketing related channels, but not really something with to do with growth hacking. Then I stopped posting there, started posting like in my private community. And now what we are doing is we're trying to launch like a public app or a web platform where we could specifically make it about growth hacking and growth marketing. And it could possibly be uh, it could possibly be an OTT platform, or it could be like just a website hosting a video content library related to growth hacking. I'm yet to figure this, how it would be, but it's definitely something that I'm working on.
So you are combining growth hacking with marketing in your web
You
television
can't
series.
say we are combining growth hacking with marketing, because marketing is anyways is the subset of growth hacking, right? So it's there. So like I was explaining you the three pillars: marketing, product, and technology. So when we say marketing, growth hacking is a part of growth hack digital marketing is a part of growth hacking. All digital marketers cannot be growth hackers, but all growth hackers are digital marketers, if that makes sense.
Okay, it was amazing doing this
Awesome.
podcast with
Thank you
you.
so much for having me. I look forward to, connecting with your audience on other channels. They can look me up as Rohan Chaubey on Google, and the knowledge panel will show all my social profiles.
Yeah, definitely. I will also share your social profiles
Awesome.
in the description. The users can connect with you, and I'm hoping that we will do more podcasts.
Def. Thank you for having me.